Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special edition of Chalk Talk. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here is my regular co-host, the wonderful, the ever-effervescent Princess Melball, and our very special guest, gracing us with their presence all the way from Orlando, making the trip up to Edmonton. It's the queen of OLE. Ladies and gentlemen, Astrid Pizarro is on Chop Talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the flesh. See?
In the flesh, she's poking me. It's not a ghost. It's not my Peter. Andre, we have had an amazing couple of days. Astrid arrived late Thursday night.
Yeah.
I picked her up from the airport. We took her to her first ever independent wrestling show and her first ever Canadian independent wrestling show on Friday night. Took her to another one on Saturday afternoon. We had some fun there that we'll talk about in another video. But man, oh man, Queen was popular.
Yeah, she's well known.
She is very well known. Andre, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I had a nice, relaxing day. Watched some football. Downloaded some wrestling to watch after we do recordings tonight, so I can get caught up in my New Japan Pro Wrestling. But yeah.
Yes. I think that's probably what we're going to do when we get off of here is watch some NJPW.
All I know is I predict well. That's all I know.
I'm pretty sure I did too.
I know I can predict the future. That's all I know.
I know. I think I did too in one situation.
Probably.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when we get there.
I know I did. But we're not here to talk that. We're here to talk LPW. Man, I was trying to remember what show we're talking about here. LPW 30, Flirty, and Thriving. That is the name of this show, 30, Flirty, and Thriving. Before we do that, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here, whether it's on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, whether it's on Backbreaker Video. Thank you so very, very much. Yeah, just dance. Thank you so much for joining us here. We appreciate it. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share it with your friends, family, and those who travel out of the country to go see their friends. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Do you want to do it with me? Ding dong.
We should do like Bailey. Ding dong. Hello.
Hello. Good day. Good morrow to you, sir.
So we're gonna get in. We're gonna talk some LPW. Let's go. LPW 30, Flirty, and Thriving. At the Rec Room South Common, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. As usual, we kicked it. Actually, no. Hold on. I'm gonna back up. We kicked it off with a sad thing off the top. Just a few days ago, local independent wrestler Vince Austin passed away. Friend of mine for many years, and worked with him many times in the RCW locker rooms and others. Just the hair. But Ben Oman and Thadeus Archer III came out, giving beautiful speeches, tributes to their friend, and Thadeus leading the hush with the crowd. So yeah.
It was very, very sweet, very moving, very heartwarming. I was doing my best not to cry. Freaking Dad got me. Sitting there like, damn it.
He almost got me. He got me.
Yeah. What a nice little tribute to start off the show.
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure, but I'm like, okay, enough of those guys there worked with Vince. I know a lot. He's affected almost every locker room in this province and the surrounding provinces and across this country. It's like there's no way they don't do a tribute, and it was really nice to see them do the tribute off the hop. So yeah, R.I.P. Vince. R.I.P. Vince, baby. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk it. We kicked it off with Lira coming out and getting on the mic and annoying Spencer, pissing him off because they came out. It's Lira. They are jacked and juicy. Sheik, Akbar, Shabazz, and Birak Gorani. I love the new shirts. I want one. They just didn't have any in my size.
Certified something.
Pardon?
There's another thing at the bottom of it. Remember, it was like thick and juicy and certified something.
Oh, I don't know. It's Jacked and Juicy, and I don't know. What was it? I mean, now Brett's gonna yell at me for not knowing.
He is, and rightfully so.
The only shirt I know for sure of his is one that says "Space Fly with Me," which is the Spaceman shirt.
Fair.
Yeah. Taking on the team of ULT, Casey Fiera and Maxwell Benson, who we were chanting Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers at.
He did kind of give. He had the blonde vibes. I got it. I saw it.
Yeah, his whole look was very rip off Slim Shady, and not mean, but again, it was like a Slim Shady rip off, the hair and the look. And again, it's a general look he gives off that, especially with the short hair. So, there's this great spot early on with ULT sending Paralleer over the top. And Maxwell Benson hits a tope while Casey Ferreira hits the springboard moonsault, and Casey and Birad land on the children.
This was where we started the phrase "weaponize the children" for the night.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Weaponize the children. There's a really cool, there's really awesome sling blade heart attack by ULT. And
Yeah. Is that the German kind of sling blade looking thing?
Well, it's the heart attack, and Benson had him up for like a spine buster. Then that looked great. And then Casey came around with the sling blade. Yeah, that looked really good. And they followed up with like a sick kick and brainbuster combo. I was like, oh yes. I was like, oh yes. Couple other spots in this match. Casey was doing this flippy dippy all around the ring into this beautiful satellite DDT to Sheik, which was great.
Yeah.
The flippity dippity, as Mel would say.
The flippity dippity.
Paralleer hit that torture rack and then he flips him over Birat, and Birat hits a spine buster, or the Alabama slam. Like he pops him on the shoulder and he slams him out. I love that move.
Yes, name.
At the end of this match, though, ULT fight off the reverse murder, they get the superplex to Sheik, who was on the top rope going for the Houston Hangover instead of Birat, and they hit the superplex to him. Casey hits a frog splash. Birat takes out the ref, and then they end up hitting the camel toss. I think it was to Benson, and they hit the running end, and Birat hits a running into Guri, and Paralleer gets the win.
Real quick, just not unexpected. I mean that Paralleer has been a very dominant tag team. The last little while, I feel they don't get as much attention as some of the other tag teams in LPW, but they've been sure fighting for that spotlight, and I appreciate the entertainment that we've gotten in the meantime. Still waiting on B-Rat Sparkle Boots.
Yes, please. We need them.
They'll be perfectly matched at that point.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this match too. It was a good introduction to both teams too, and I believe it was Casey. He gives me such a vibe, so like Ace Austin, but also a little bit of like, I forgot what was the other person I mentioned as well, but it's like between like ABC, and he has such a like his speed was so well done. It was hard to like take my eyes off of him. Oh, the Rascals was the other people that I mentioned, like Trey Miguel. He gives me like a combination of all those, and it was so great to see him in person doing that. It was very nice.
I thought it was a team of Prince and Slim Shady, so that's what I saw the ULT as.
The mashup we didn't know we needed.
Yep. So we move on to our second match tonight, and it was the War of the RADz, Lumberjack Larry Woods versus Rich King. I knew where I was standing in this one. I was all behind Rich King here.
It was very interesting after these guys came out. to see the odd difference in support. Because when Larry was going for the grand championship, holy hot diggity was the crowd unquestionably behind him. But in this one, it really felt like the crowd was unquestionably behind Rich King. It's very, very interesting. We still did a Larry's bald spot chant though,
Oh
because
yeah,
we needed to.
you have to. Like you just have to.
Yeah. Also, real quick before we get into it, and so we get it out of the way, fucking Larry.
Astrid.
There we go. I can't do it.
Oh,
We're allowed to
oh,
swear on our
boo.
channel.
She was saying at the show. She kept going, "Fucking Larry." She's yelling it at the
Yeah.
show.
I only did it once. If you missed it, you missed it. See, it's priceless like that.
I did get it on video. I think Kat has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like shoving each other and like just tossing each other, locking up and throwing the other, both going through their finishes early. Larry at one point misses the Bronco Buster, and Rich goes to like stomp him, but then like holds up and just says, "No, I'm just gonna do a suplex instead." Instead of like stomping his face into the mat, he decides to just give him a suplex. I was like, okay, he's still got a little bit of love for his boy. Great final beat DDT for Rich. Didn't kick any fans doing it this time. I'm talking like ceiling fans.
Poor Rich, never gonna live that one down. That was tremendous.
Yeah. The saw line gets reversed into the Olympic slam. That's reversed into a roll up for Larry for 2. Great sequence there. The end of the match, Larry reverses an A6-7 driver into the bridging pin, and he sneaks out the win.
Odd again reaction from the crowd because they were so solidly behind Rich. It was kind of like it's like, oh no. The emotion and intensity in this match was just so good. And both these guys, I've been begging for promos. Both of these guys put out promos for this, and I ate. Everybody's been putting out promos all over Alberta lately. I am kind of living for it and trying to like sort through the ones I like the most to share on my stories because gosh dang, people are starting to really put some effort into it. Yeah. Astrid, what do you think?
What I loved about this match more than anything was the storytelling here. The fact that you get so many times that Rich is just like, I want to hit him, but I'm hesitating. And that's what cost him the match in the end. It's like you said, it was a part of, like towards the corner where he thinks about it. And when he thinks about it, that gives Larry the time to obviously just not basically avoid him, to put it like that. And seeing that type of storytelling between them as friends. And even at the end, when people are telling them to like hug it out and shake their hands, and even with that hesitation there, I was like, that was something that I was like, oh, are we going to get a turn here? Because that would have been, I don't want to say interesting because something you can see happen if it does happen, but it would have been cool to see it happen there just when Larry's turning his back on Rich and then that happens. But again, the storytelling is what I love the most about this match. The fact that we get those hesitation moments from Rich towards Larry, but Larry doesn't hesitate when he does anything to Rich.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Rich forever, friend of mine, and he is like his storytelling is so underrated. He does such a good job. Same with Larry, just the way they just told this together, and then the post match with Ty showing up, telling them to shake hands. Like they were kind of getting into it. Rich was shoving Larry, and Ty was like, "No, you guys, you said one match, and then whoever wins, it doesn't matter." And they Larry put the shake up, but Rich ended up hugging him. And I think I preemptively wrote this. I wrote Rich hits Larry because I was expecting him to. So I wrote it down on my phone just preemptively, but he didn't. So I was like, oh, good. I was kind of
speculate on that though. I'm not entirely sure it's not going to happen. Because again, back to the storytelling of Rich, when they left together, TY and Larry were the first through the curtains. Rich was still out there and he did that slow turn to the audience. There was a very not rad expression on his face. So I'm not entirely sure that we're not going to see Rich hit Larry at some point. It just wasn't this night.
I'm not I wouldn't be against it.
Well, Larry.
I'm in the rich camp here. Everything was Larry's fault. It's all Larry's fault. Yeah.
I mean, we can't deny that. He stole the title shot from TY that was meant for TY. He took the title. Before that, he cost Rich his opportunity with that distraction with the beard. And then he took the title. I mean, it's not to say that Rich doesn't have reason to be upset with Larry. Larry's kind of Larried this year a little bit.
Yeah, Larry's kind of a jerk this year.
We were not going to say what Larried was as a verb. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh, we move on. Third match of the show. It's for the LPW Tag Team Championships. It is Ride or Die versus the team of Reloaded, the Prince of Pop-Tarts, Jackie Lee, and Sharif Morrow. Yes.
These guys are so good.
Oh, dude, the fact that his nickname is the Prince of Pop-Tarts just makes me happy.
Same.
Yeah, just an all-out crazy, bro. Everybody's attacking each other early on. They get Crow into like the Shattered Dreams position in the corner at one point, and end up running partner into his balls, and then they get the other half of Ride or Die in put in Shattered Dreams in the other corner and run him batter ram style into his partner.
We called that the nom nom ram.
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Jesus.
Oh,
what
Jesus. A move. Wrestling.
Yeah, just the utter athleticism of both Jackie and Sharif were just out of this world, man. There's a beautiful Rolling Thunder frog splash by Sharif in the match. So good. Good. There's this beautiful they get Crow seated in the ropes, like looking like he's gonna take a nasty German, and they hit this enziguri from the apron into a backstabber from the ropes.
Yeah, so good. The creativity those two have for their moves is just crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a beautiful double foot stomp off the top into the with the package pile driver on Crow. The ref gets pulled out. Jackie gets distracted by everything going down. Crow gets a low blow, and then Ride or Die hit their gory special flatliner combo and get the win.
Astrid, do you want to go first on this one?
I'll say for me, Reload. This was my introduction to Reloaded, and I enjoy the chemistry as a tag team there as well. It just reminds me a lot of like kind of like the Machine Guns in that aspect. They're like, it's that like I call it the unspoken kind of chemistry because you don't know how they communicate with each other. They just do in such a way that is so flawless, and there's the quickness. It helps out as well in that aspect. So it just made me so happy to see them live and see that kind of pacing to it. That was incredible to watch. But yeah, this was very fun. I love seeing them wrestle and to see just the experience that they have as a team here, because you can tell that they have such a chemistry together. It was hard to to take that out of it in the match.
I agree. The fluidity between the two of them was so good. It enabled them to just effortlessly flow from one thing into the next. It was very like, I would compare it to that effortless communication of like LIJ, where they just know each other so well that it just next thing. It was so, I don't want to say perfect, but it was as close to as we could have managed. Prince of Pop-Tarts is definitely my favorite of the two, though. He's so happy. He wrestles exactly like how this picture lists. He just had a smile on his face the whole time. It was so great. I hope they come back again. I think this is the second time. I know I've seen Jake.
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie. Sorry. Yeah, was Sharif here the other time that he was here?
Yeah, they were here because they were a trio with
Liza
Hall. With Liza Hall.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very fun tag team. I really enjoy them.
Yeah. And then post-match, RADz start to attack, but Zoe Sager running out to stop the beatdown takes out Crow,
Mhm.
and Reloaded hit the EVP trigger.
EVP
Or
trigger.
or the golden trigger. It could be called the golden trigger too. That's what they're originally
That's
called.
true. That's true. That's true. Jeepers Murphy.
And we'll see where this whole thing goes with Zoe Sager getting involved here, because
Mhm.
her partner is injured, and it seems like injured for a while. So
Yeah. Thickness on crutches for the evening. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see how that kind of goes. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a kind of an odd thing for someone to do in that situation, especially with the numbers game with Clandestine and the lack of numbers that she has. But again, like we have, these two guys making up for it, Reloaded making up for it in Thickness's absence this night anyway, which was, well, at least good in this situation, this
yeah,
particular part of the night. The later
yes,
part of the night, not so much.
yeah. So as Ride or Die are crawling out of the ring, Michael Richard Blais makes his entrance, and you can
Mhm,
see he's very disappointed in them getting their asses kicked after the match. He was not happy with that. You could
mhm.
tell. Um, so we get into the next match, and it is for the LPW Challenge Championship. It is Michael Richard Blais versus T.Y. Jackson. Dude, this was just insanity, man. Blais attacking Tio at the belt right off the hop during his entrance, chokes him with his coat, hits that corner knee, and then sends TY out and hits the plancha, brings him back in for the 450 and hits his kneecap brainburst. He's doing his whole everything he does, and then TY fights back, fighting off the final consecration toasted bagel, and this is where TY like gets in here, hits a beautiful tope suicida, gets the O
Mhm,
face ring setting Blais back out, and this is where he hits that tope con hilo over the top. Just
mhm.
just so good.
So good and on point too.
Yeah, they're just so good. TY at one point misses the disaster kick. MRB gets strikes into that just sick looking spine buster.
Yeah, I like me a spine buster. God dang.
Yeah. Um, TY goes to the apron, and he goes to leap for his kick, but he slips and he hurts his knee in the match. I was like,
Mhm,
okay. And Blais just went in on that leg, dragon screws
mhm.
and knee bars and heel hooks and everything, just working that leg, man. It was crazy. Um, he bites the knee pad for some reason, which I was super confused by. How does that
Don't
affect the
you
knee?
put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't stuff it in your face.
And he gets to shoot like the lion tamer style sharpshooter, then grabs the other arm, pulling it almost like a sharpshooter bow and arrow. But Tio ends up biting Blaze's hand to get out of it. Um,
Again, don't you put it in your mouth.
yeah. Uh, Ty catches a super kick by Blais, but Blais ends up stopping a sliced bread attempt. Blais drop kicks the knee, then picks him up. Final consecration, and Mike Roger Blais is still your LPW Challenge Championship. Then he goes to the outside and rips up a kid's sign.
Yeah, weaponize the children.
It's an overall theme through this thing.
Yes, yes.
This it was an overall theme this weekend, actually. Since we're yeah, bringing it up. Astrid, do you want to go first on this one?
This one though, I wish it would have had some kind of stipulation to it, because I know we had a last man standing match as the main event, but I feel like it needed something in that type stipulation, just because there were so many things going on outside. I feel like it would have benefited from that as well. But I understand why it also wasn't a part of it. And again, the selling here from TY for the knee injury was so well done. And at one point, I was like, is this going to continue? Are they going to stop this match, or what's going on here? But also, I like from MRB the moment that the injury is happening, the way he targets it is such a way that throughout the rest of the match, like, you know what, it's happening, I'm going for it. And that was his target all along. And that storytelling that was also very detailing that I enjoyed watching from both of them. And again, this was one of those that I enjoyed this match so much.
I agree. Ty is one of my favorites. He's always that happy kind of personality, regardless if he's a heel or face, or regardless if where he is. He always brings that same energy. It's just usually kind of the verbiage is kind of different. This one, he was a little bit more serious, and I've noted that we saw him a bit more serious at the last RCW show that we went to, in the tag match with Rich against DNT. Is that what they were? DTN?
DTN, yeah, DTN.
Power Rangers?
Yeah, the DTN
That's how I
Rangers, yeah.
remember them.
Yeah, the DTN Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, they were great. But we definitely saw TY kind of starting to kind of walk down that kind of little bit more savage kind of TY. We saw this kind of continue in this match against MRB. And to be honest, I mean, best person to bring it out against. He has been on fire for a hot minute. He's been aggressive for nearly a year now. That MRB has been this aggressive variation of himself. It's good to see the people, the faces like the RADz, like TY, like Larry, having to step up to that with their peppiness and personality. But it's good to see that they're starting to step up and match that savagery and that level.
Yeah, I agree. We ended up getting a video. Where is Eli? Where is Eli video, which was interesting to see there. And then we went to intermission, and Mel met Rich King, or Astrid met Rich King. Sorry, used to sing Mel
I
on
did
the show
technically too. I
a long
never
time ago.
technically met him either. I just seen him on the show, so you know.
But Astrid getting her picture with her favorite LPW superstar.
Yeah,
It happens.
It
You
happened.
redeemed yourself after the other one. It's okay.
Oh no! That I've got that coming up. Don't worry. That's coming up. Don't worry. Hold on.
You better bring that up too.
Oh yeah, because it
Oh,
explains your new nickname.
yeah.
Honestly, he didn't even put it on screen this time. He should have.
Not yet. It's coming.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make it pop up. I don't know how to make it do that. Oh, there it is.
Well, next time.
Found it.
Hey, yes, you got it. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a name for
There,
quite a bit of time, sir.
Yay!
I fixed your guys'. So we come back from intermission and we get a women's match. It is Zoe Sager versus the former IWS Women's Championship, a promotion I have gone and seen a couple times when I've visited Montreal. Katrina Creed. This match was awesome.
Yes, it was. I fell in love with this woman as soon as her music hit. You can't go wrong when you pick a band like In This Moment to come out to, but Adrenalize was just so perfect for her and her energy. It just, take us into it, Andre. Mr. Two-Thirds.
It's like this is on commentary because he came out with Zoe. He went to commentary because he needs to sit down. Can't be on that bad knee. Really good. I thought these two really good on overall. Creed reverses a move on Zoe and hits this nasty looking backstabber, and then just gets on top of her, just starts raining down punches, and then gets a 2 count. Just really good. Zoe reverses a suplex and I'm pretty sure she had a brain buster here because it looked like she spiked her more than just suplexed her
It
on
did
that.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Great spot. Zoe flipping off the shoulders of Katrina Creed and hits that beautiful scorpion kick that she does. The Dakota Kai style scorpion kick. Then hits the hell of a kick in the corner. And then that gets that corner seated running boot to the face. This is good stuff. Creed with this, she comes back a little bit later with this huge spear. Like, it just looked like she killed her. Getting the Ushigarashi at one point. I was like, yeah, I marked out for that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Same.
I marked out. Yeah. Zoe ended up sending Creed out to the floor. She ran into the corner. She Zoe lifted her leg and double stomped her down into the mat, and Creed rolled out. And then Zoe hits this low pay to the floor. She gets a drop kick off the top, coming back in. And she's going for the win. Ride or Die show up, but Zoe ends up hitting Crow with the Oblivion, but Creed ends up hitting a spear out of nowhere to Zoe and rolls her up for the win.
What I really appreciated also about her spears is they gave me like Thekla vibes. Where Thekla does that kind of spear in the roll through. I was like, ooh, she's as aggressive and savage as Thekla, and you know how much I love me some Thekla. That woman is everything I want to be. Oh man, this was a great match. Very consistent. They flowed so well together, and like I don't know if they've worked together before, but it sure just the way they worked together, it felt like they had worked each other before. They seemed to know each other very, very well. Yeah, I had a great time with this one. Astrid, what do you think?
I say, first time I see former guest of Astrid as Zoe Sager in person. I had seen stuff from Katrina before as well, so it was nice to see her like wrestle in person. And she's so hard hitting. It was nice to see that happening there as well. And the way that Zoe took everything, it was just incredible to watch. And the chemistry they have with each other, like the way Mel was saying, it's like they flowed so well together. The fast pace of it, and just Katrina looks like such a badass during this match. Just I couldn't help it. I knew after it happened, I knew I had to go and say something about the match itself when we saw her, because she did such an incredible job. And for anybody that's the first time seeing her, she did so great. Like that was a great introduction for anybody. I had seen stuff from her like online here and there, but obviously being the first time I see her live, it was just obviously it's totally different from seeing it in online. And again, she did so great. And Zoe, the way she wrestles is just it flows so well with her fast pace, and I just loved it. And the way she was playing off with the crowd and getting reactions from everybody around her as well, and getting the energy from the crowd to keep going with it. I love this match a lot too.
And just to realize that Zoe, but at the start of this year, Zoe was getting booed out of the building, and now she's
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy that she's now one of the
No,
top
continue.
baby. It's just funny that she's the top one of the top
Right.
good guys now. It's such a shift, and I'm like, I can't help but cheer for her now because the crowd is just weirdly infectious. And I've booed Zoe even when she was a good guy before. But it's weirdly infectious that you want to cheer for Zoe now. It's weird.
Yeah, there's been some kind of character development in there somehow, or confidence change in there that's just created this. I feel like she works better with the crowd as a face. For her heel stuff, her trying to beak with the crowd, she's too cute. You can't take it take it as seriously. Whereas like with a face, this is something that comes very natural to her, and she can utilize that to her advantage. If she ever goes, heel again, I'd actually love to see her do the fake good girl thing. Keep up with the peppiness and try to just be an arrogant bitch about it.
Oh, so she's gonna be Charlotte. All right, makes sense.
Oh, poor form, sir. Poor form.
I'm kidding.
Game.
That. I'm just kidding. It's just the.
Show us your shame now. Show us your shame.
Come on, shame.
I don't really have shame though. So ride or die in the ring. Zoe they come out to the ring. Zoe fights them. Blais shows up, hitting a spine buster. Ride or die, all beat her up. Thickness makes his way out on his crutches. He hits Blais with the crutch. He ends up stopping the attack, but then Crow chop blocks his bad knee. They put the knee in the chair and Crow stomps it, and then Zoe has to like climb over to save them. And and then the refs and the crew all arrive, and we thought one of our friends is one of the crew members. So yeah, Carly.
Yeah, it was an interesting way to kind of end this one. It certainly shows the more strengthened relationship between Zoe and Thickness. How Zoe was trying to cover the knee. That's not something that we would have seen her doing when she was a heel. She would have been standing on the outside clutching her title going, oh my God. So like it's a very nice kind of change in dynamic for her. It's very interesting expansion on the whatever story that is they're going to start with that. And yeah, interesting way to kind of remove Thickness also kind of from the storyline with the knee injury.
Yeah. So we move on to the main event of the evening, and yes, I will get to the 2/3 after the show because that's when it happened.
That's what I was saying. Show the shame.
I'm not ashamed. I'm just sorry. We have Marz, the specialist, defending his LPW Grand Championship against Pride, with Thadeus III in a last man standing match. This was crazy. They go to that floor pretty much right away. Marz gets a double underhook suplex, sending Pride onto the top of the fan chairs, and that looked just
ouch. Yeah.
Pride. I think Pride got a spinning neck breaker off of the apron onto the floor. It just looked like he was hanging him off the apron and hit it. I was like, Pride they were fighting all up, fighting behind us. There's like Pride literally kicked Marz down the stairs and he went tumbling to the ground.
That was some Mayu Iwatani-ish right there, wasn't it, Andre?
Yeah. Pride pulls out I guess Spencer's old furniture and starts leaning Spencer's old shelving units in the corner, like each piece of one of Spencer's old shelving units in the corners. And then he starts
Didn't they start an IKEA chant?
Yeah, we were standing on IKEA. It was great. Pride tosses Marz into one. He's tossing in the other one, but it doesn't break. Pride just takes it and hucks it out of the ring because he's all pissed. And then he literally lawn darts Marz through the third one. It was just that was uncomfortable watching him do that. Yeah. Just this is a great spot. They end up fighting. They go with the Pride starts gets him tied in the ropes and starts just whacking him with a kendo stick right into the midsection. Marz gets out and fights back with the kendo sticks and just unloads the broken kendo stick on Pride. It's just crazy until Pride ends up rolling out and Marz hit a tope suicida. Just crazy. They're back in the ring. Marz gets a spear to Pride through the final shelf in the corner. It just keeps going, man. There's Marz pulled Pride to the top and hit a Blue Thunder bomb off the top rope as a tribute to his boy, the Thickness. Pride gets the tax out at one point, and Marz stops the stomp into the tax, pops Pride up and power bombs him onto the tax, and no.
I was hoping there were Legos though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for Lego.
Nice.
Thad ends up actually pulling Pride out of the ring to get him on his feet. So he's on his feet on the floor before the 10 count off the powerbomb into the tax. Pride ends up pulling Thad in. And he hits him with the TKO in the ring. Pride gets in, just walloping Marz with that 7 chair. Marz gets up at 7. They each go for finishers. Marz gets Pride, hits Pride with Pride's own stomp, but Pride gets up at 7. So I love the symbolism of them both getting up at 7. Marz uses a chair, but Pride begs him off. he tries to use this metal rod that Marz had brought out earlier in the match, but gets stopped. Like gets kicked. Pride gets kicked in the balls. Marz just wallops Pride over the head with the chair. He stops the 10 count. Places the chair, hits a package pile driver onto the chair, and Ben Omen counts to 10, and Marz retains the LPW Grand Championship. Like, just
Mhm.
that was so good.
Astrid, you can start on this one. Go.
This one, Marz here. I enjoyed his performance so much during this too. And the way he just threw Pride on those thumbtacks, it definitely hurt me, and I was in the audience. But I love the fact that being a last man standing, they were able to use the space that they had in there. They went obviously from the ring to like the audience to like the part where we were, and even back down again. So being so close to the action was something that was very like nice to see it happen there as well. And just the moments here and there that Pride is going after Marz in such a way in the storytelling they have with each other here. It was just incredible to watch it, and just like those moments that Pride is like being so vicious towards Marz, and Marz is like little by little gaining that viciousness throughout the match. It was wonderful, and the way he braced himself with that candlestick, it was like that even hurt me as well watching it, and that is being needed to the cheers in the audience and even being thrown into the thumbtacks. That was amazing to watch as well, and seeing him in an action there in person. But again, this was a great main event all around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree. I agree. You know what I'm going to comment on? Fracking promos. Holy hot diggity dang. Not only did both of these guys put out promos, they put out video packages. LPW put out video packages. Man, they made this something that you wanted to see. And the crowd was excited for it by the time we got it. And like, oh man, I gotta say, like, that was something I noticed about the whole show, actually. Just an overall view, real quick. All the important, most of the important people in the important matches cut promos. And it really, for me as a fan of this company and of this show, it helped tie in a lot of things in between that month to month show. And I love and appreciate it. But back to this match. As Astrid said, Marz really did build up his kind of savagery as this match kind of happened. We're used to seeing that crazy confidence out of Marz right now, but this was a slow build for him to kind of combat that, I would say, almost overconfidence of Pride going into this one. I appreciated the fun look that Pride had going into this one with that mask. Ooh, that was creepy.
Yeah.
Very, very creepy. Very, very cool. And I appreciated that Thad also did the same kind of eye makeup.
Mhm.
Even though it was kind of behind his glasses a little bit, you could see it was there, and it kind of added a different level, because now we're seeing a different level of Thaddeus. Because Thaddeus was a bad guy on the Seven faction as it was. But now we're seeing him act just as mean and just as vicious as Pride in his mannerisms and actions. And I love the change. I'm kind of loving it. I'm not mad that Marz retained, but I definitely had feelings that it might be a title change in this one. I'm not mad that it didn't, but this was giving me vibes that this might be Pride's time. There's still time though.
Yeah, so Pride does cut a promo, starts cutting a little promo after the match, just saying it's this is done, and then some somewhat familiar music to me and Melball, and maybe to Astrid, depending on if he uses that one in ROH, plays, and a video package starts, and I hear Melball go, "Is that Jordan Oliver?" And I go, "It's Blake Christian."
We got to give me a little break here, okay? All I saw was a man bun and someone flipping off the ropes. Jordan Oliver does this as well. And yes, I'm aware he has a knee injury. I just, I admit I was Delulu in my Kaflulu.
He could have been recovered from it by now. It's very possible.
I mean, if you follow him on his social media, he is working very, very hard, posting a lot of physiotherapy videos on a regular basis about his improvement. So you never know.
Yeah.
Never know.
So we're getting to see our third NJPW person this year after Leo Rush at RCW and Royce Isaacs earlier this year at LPW. We're getting to see Blake Christian take on Marz the Specialist. I'm so freaking excited. Melball's going to cosplay with the broken boot.
Wait, what? No, don't give the people an expectation that I can't attain to by the end. How am I going to get geared? He has a very specific gear look
It's essentially Shawn Michaels and he has a broken boot.
with a broken boot.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a bunch of hearts on his tights. That's what Shawn Michaels wore.
That is fair. I can't argue with that.
Just stick a bunch of hearts on a pair of leggings and get a broken boot. You're Blake Christian.
I'll ask Jason to help me build my costume.
Dude, I would love to see Jason build you a Blake Christian costume.
We'll make it happen.
Maybe we can get him to go as Megan Bain. The two GPW people going.
I would live for that. Oh, sweet mercy. That'd be great.
And then there is a couple more announcements made. Ali Cash is returning on October 25th. Also, I'm very much looking forward to seeing her. Seen her a few times now, and she delivers every time she shows up. And then IWS Canadian Champion Matt Viviani coming to Edmonton. Let's go. I'm not super familiar with him, but I'm ready to see some more people coming out from other places. I'm down. I'm always down for that.
Did you say you knew him?
I know I've seen him here and there when streaming, and he's a super nice guy. But I want to see what his character is like when he wrestles. I haven't seen him wrestle yet, so I'll be tuning in IWTV at least to watch it.
Ed tuned in and saw my bald ass head.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He did. And then finally, they did announce on social media that Eli Surge will be returning. Where is he? Well, he'll be at LPW 31. It's Diary of a Mad Grappler is the name of the show. And actually, the poster had Pride on it, like going like yeah, looking like what's that old wrestler? Something George.
Like any of
George
them
Animal
in the
Steel?
20s.
I was thinking George Animal Steel is what I was thinking, but yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
What I really like about the next show is the irony of the number of shows and the month and time that it's happening.
Oh, that is genius.
I love that. Right? It just worked out so perfectly.
That's true.
I just noticed that. That is insane that
I was
happened.
talking to Nathan about that on Saturday at our next show that we'll be talking about. And yeah, he's like, I didn't even realize that. I'm like, man, it was the first thing I noticed.
That's true.
ADHD.
Well, you're all about the spooky ooky-ish, so I'm not surprised.
That's true.
And
That's
then-
true.
and
We
then-
have spent the whole day watching spooky shit.
There you go. And then after the show, my shame came in well, this is where my shame. This is where 2/3 comes from. Mel and Astrid decided to get a picture with Katrina Creed, and I took it.
You sure did.
I don't understand filters on iPhones, I guess, because this is what I did.
What's great is that it was the one time we chose not to check the photos before leaving, so we didn't notice until the car ride home. At which point we it was beyond we couldn't fix it, so we found it hilarious. We were laughing so hard we were crying.
I couldn't breathe.
You two were
It
like
was a
howling
broken
in the back.
moment.
I got Andreas beside me snickering while I'm driving, and I'm like, "Oh, don't I feel special right now?"
I mean, you're the reason why we were laughing so hard we were crying. So,
I feel so.
that's a good thing, I
special.
guess. You created a moment.
I feel so special. I feel so loved. Yeah.
Andre 2/3.
2/3 Andre C. But I've had enough of this abuse, so we're gonna get the heck out of here.
Oh, my face
We're
hurts.
Usually I kick it off, but I'm going to let Astrid kick it off. Astrid, please tell us where we can find you.
You can find me by Twitter, Blue Skies, Astrid Pizarro, Instagram and Threads, Astrid Pizarro 20, and you can find me on my YouTube channel, just like my name, which is Astrid Pizarro, as you see right there.
I meant to make it a ticker, but I didn't click the ticker thing, I guess.
There we go. I was like,
there we go.
An episode until Andre says he's bad at his job.
See, I fixed
Somebody
it.
clip it, please.
I fixed it. I say it every show I do is that I'm bad at my job. But every show I produce, I say it. When I'm with Ed, I just let him make all the mistakes, and I just exist.
I feel like I need to go through and find all the moments that you said you were bad at your job and just make a highlight reel of you being I'm bad at my job.
Ooh.
You do great highlights on your phone. Do that.
I do.
You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on. I had the double one of us. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, and you can find me on right here on our YouTube page or over on our YouTube page at youtube.com/at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find me and Melball with all of our Japanese wrestling content over on A Plus Productions. You can check them out at A Plus Productions on Facebook or aplusproductions.com. Check them out. They have the sports feed, the entertainment feed, and the wrestling feed, so you don't have to listen to everything. And then you can find me this coming, hopefully Wednesday night. We're going to aim for about 10:30 Eastern. Twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment. And on YouTube.com/at Our Local Establishment. We're going to be doing Marvel Talk, where we'll be back talking the episode 4 of Agatha All Along. Yeah, 4, because we did the first one was 1 and 2. Yeah, the episode 4 of Agatha All Along. No, that's 5. So when you do that, it's 5. Yeah, sorry, like the horsemen, the four horsemen. There you go. Or the foursome 4. If anybody remembers that from TNA, the foursome 4.
I thought it was Fortune 4.
Fortune, that's it. Fortune. Yeah, there it is. I got it wrong. See, I'm bad at my job. I tell you every week, I'm bad at my job. You can also
I'll kick you up, but I don't have the power because it's not my laptop.
You can also find me, Mel, and Astrid over at Backbreaker Video, where Mike simulcasts a lot of our stuff. YouTube.com/at Backbreaker Video. You can find him doing his live stuff over Twitch.tv/Mike the Rep. AEW watch alongs every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday or pay-per-view Saturdays, as it's going to be looking like for Wrestle Dream. And you can also check him out gaming every other day of the week, and all the gaming replays at YouTube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming, where you can find content from him, Mr. PJC. This little dude right here, Rick Jules, who we did see yesterday and we will be talking about on the next episode of Chop Talk, and their frequent guest,
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here. You're still Jane? You're still JJing?
My J's become hard. My J becomes hard. My J became hard.
Oh, look at that. Or an upside down spade.
Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on Our Local Establishment's programming, Japanese Wrestling Update, with this guy over here. There's usually more screen every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Unless it's not. And then we'll let you know on social media. I believe this week is going to be a live episode. We have nothing going on this weekend in professional wrestling locally. They're all elsewhere. I think, yeah, they're traveling far and away. So we will be live 8 p.m. Mountain Time with Astrid's favorite word, plethora of topics to cover from Japanese professional wrestling. Oh, you can also find me on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. Where we got to get on that, girl. We got to do another episode.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. So stay tuned to our socials to find out when that is going to be coming out. If you are wanting to watch a Love Pro Wrestling show, we will leave a link in the description box below. You can go to their website, lovewrestling.ca, where you can get links to all of their ticket information. You can buy tickets show to show. You can buy a yearly subscription. It's completely up to you. So go check out those options. And while you are there, you can also check out the links to the school. Clandestine Wrestling Society, where you can work with people like Michael Richard Blais, Stephen Crow, and B. Rakarani. So go check that out. And what Andre, you know what this one is. If you're wanting to watch LPW live, you can go to independentwrestling.tv. Andre, how much is this subscription? It's 10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears. I'm waiting. Yes.
Completely covers Melball this time.
Yeah, that's probably for the better. Oof, go check that out. Oh, we're gonna get banned. You show a little dick on screen, Andre.
Oh.
Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank y'all for showing up. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us out to your friends, family, and all those who drive full province over to visit their friend for the first time. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
Oh, and that being said, I am your Melba. Over there is Andre, and over here is Astrid. We will
queen.
see you next. The queen, yes, he threw me right off. We will see you next time. Mwah.